afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. Off it in exciting 1 vs 1 on favorable approach between the West. We got Nosliw fighting for king and country, the Commonwealth. Taking on the role here of the Guards Armored Division versus East, we got Sotjador fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, rolling out here with the 11th Luftwaffe Felddivision for Deutschland. Also, this is a match from the December balance previous. You can see it from noting A, he couldn't get him Ost out immediately, and 2, the artillery field officers there. So there are some bits there, sort of things up plus supply drops. So this will be a slightly different match here from the latest version. And for those wondering when is it out, probably in about 2 weeks, since I imagine you'll want to give it a good Q&A testing. So that's sort of my guess there. Also, while we're at it, big thanks to Alexander for pledging on Patreon and supporting the Propagandacast. Remember, you too can allow me to keep doing this day after day. Links in the video description. So we got section moving out, the triple section for Nosliw. We got double Osttruppen here for Sotjador, MG42, and we got Sandbags being laid down in the centre here by a few vigilant pioneers. Third section almost done there for Nosliw, who, as a fun fact, has no sleeves whatsoever. How that works, I'm not entirely sure. So pushing through the south here, a slightly aggressive Osttruppen start, well, as aggressive as you can now. They've basically added a delay it when you can actually begin calling them, which, at least in my opinion, slightly diminishes the value of the Osttruppen Doctrine already there. But then you've got troops moving up the east here, going for the fuel with the MG42. The pioneers just mostly seem to be a sort of diversion for the centre. Osttruppen pushing through the south. They can go for the third Osttruppen squad now. He could also take up, not really. So they'll have to go for more Osttruppen because it's that or more MG42 since he's got access to nothing else. University around there for Nosliw. Sandbags here by the northern cutoff point. Osttruppen fighting against 2 sections. That's basically an engagement that he has to retreat from eventually because the Osttruppen there stand no long-term chance. Third Osttruppen squad around there for Sotjador and the 11th Luftwaffe Felddivision. Losses being inflicted there, moving towards them before opening the sections, are pressing them rapidly. Pioneers moving ahead. The Luftwaffe Felddivisions were overall created due to a rather intense decide by Hermann Göring not to hand over a lot of his spare Luftwaffe personnel to the army. And so after some particular engagements during 1942-43 with serious pockets, in particular the one that important here is the Chom pocket, where a larger Luftwaffe Kampfgruppe, which included veteran Fallschirmjägers, sort of leading a lot of other spare Luftwaffe personnel, was allowed Hermann Göring to convince, I believe, Hitler to sort of just form up Luftwaffe field divisions instead. Fun fact there. Universal Care there versus Pioneers need to fall back there pretty soon. Here in the centre, reinforcement and more Pioneers for Sotjador. Interesting enough, MG42 moving out here, using his MG42 aggressively, though it's a bit risky there with no infantry support for it. Bit risky. Up north here, pointing to got more Osttruppen. And there goes second Pioneer squad around there for Sotjador and the 11th Luftwaffe Felddivision. They served well on both the Western Front, the Eastern Front, and in Italy. Fun fact there about the Luftwaffe field divisions. Another fun fact is that initially they were actually basically a half-strength infantry division that somehow also had Stugs, which most infantry divisions back then did not have. So that's sort of another fun fact about them. So bunker up here. No tech up still for Sotjador. We got entrenching tools there, which opened up for trenches, sandbags, and wire for most of the troops there. Rather handy stuff. Vickers K up there for the Universal Carrier. Troops moving back here. Cinematic bunker. We got section there versus the Osttruppen up close to the Osttruppen. Considering the state of the section, there's a small chance, but I don't think the section is going to be able to win that versus the Osttruppen. Up north, he continues to remain in pinning position. He's got a trench going down there. He's about to lose his fuel point. Infantry company up. So Sotjador is still not tanking. I do feel that's a bit worrisome here versus the Brits. Meanwhile, Nosliw is going for a sniper of his own. Well, sniper in the first place. Not a sniper of his own. That would indicate that Sotjador's gone for one, but Sotjador has yet to do anything there. At most, maybe kicked in a door. Osttruppen then taking Nosliw from the section. They try to pull a hit. We got another squad there from nearby house to consider him up on the section. He's trying to contest it for as long as possible, rushing in Pioneers as well, which is leaving his front a bit more exposed. He's popping in the MG42 there into the trench in an interesting position though, with a rather particular blind spot, which is actually a bit of a, I think, oversight there for Sotjador. Then again, he might not have, that's what you call an oversight. Maybe he just doesn't care. That is a possibility there. Still not taken for Sotjador there. Section rushed away here by the Osttruppen. MG42 there's versus Sniper. There we go, kill on Ludwig. We got armoured cars there being upgraded or researched or requisitioned here by Nosliw and the Guards Armoured. Pioneers fast with the section, and Nosliw is yet to go for Doctrine. He's yet to make a decision in any direction. Mortar for Sotjador here and the 11th Luftwaffe. Division. Actually, it's the 16th. The 11th wasn't even there. 16th, I believe, actually. My pardons. 16th Luftwaffe Division. I knew there was something that sounded wrong about that. And as you notice, they're falling back. Sections are moving out. Also, we're going for the cut-off point. And we got mortar fire raining out here from Sotjador towards utterly empty ground. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing that. He is still not taking up though, which is starting to look a bit worrisome there from Sotjador. Unless he's planning a tier 3 rush from this. In which case he still kind of want to take up, but it's obviously less urgent. But there's a part of me that really thinks he should still be taking up so at least he can set up for it faster. They're hitting the southern fuel there with the Osttruppen. So far good pressure there by Sotjador. It's Nosliw there, not quite having the easiest times. Lacking machine guns, he's lacking something sort of really stalled down the infantry. You could also, of course, consider Bren guns, but he's mounted here the Vickers K, and there's probably also missions going elsewhere, so that is less immediately to happen here for Nosliw and the Guards Armoured. Take-up finally happening there for Sotjador. The 16th Luftwaffe Division. Pioneers moving down there for tanks or telemines in the south, also moving from the north. Might rush the sniper here. Mortar could stand, I think, to be a bit closer there. M4 setting up position in the centre house there. And flanking the infantry here as the occupier with the Osttruppen. Nice move there by Sotjador. And there you go, immediately opening up, forcing retreat there. Though the other section should be able to escape here. The wrath of the MD-42. So he could consider taking up soon. Actually, he's got the feel for it easily. Just needs the manpower. But we'll see what it ends up here with Sotjador. Could also consider calling in the newly improved artillery field officer. Part 1 in the enemy cover. Good work. AC there feels a bit passive. Nosliw still not choosing a doctrine. He could also put more pressure in the northern half of the map here. Sotjador extending into the south instead. Which means the entire northern half of the map is easily open. He can even set up for flanking assault through here and sort of catch behind Sotjador, which could prove to be quite nasty. Sotjador does end up with the light mechanized company, which does feel rather late, at least to me personally. We'll see how it works out though. AC pushing back the Pioneers with a few well-placed hits. And up here we got bolted sections away there from Nosliw. Section advancing under fire there, though, from the German Granatenwerfer. Still no real doctor uses from Sotjador except for those Osttruppen, no anything like that, but particularly no artillery field officer. There goes to trying to contest the point capture here. Bolted section up here for Nosliw. Not a lot of support though, so this might not fully work for him then again. Considering that Sotjador just managed to put his Osttruppen outside of cover, that's the section end cover. That's going to be a win there for Nosliw easily, hands down. Pushing the south here section, Sapper, Sniper, Osttruppen flanking in there, might be able to catch the Sniper, do some naughty damage when they get into cover position decently fast enough. Or if they catch, just shoot the Sniper there, I suppose. A few upon there being lost all of a sudden there. Nosliw putting a bit of surprise then. Sotjador and the 16th Luftwaffe Division might give Sotjador some problems if he's not careful. But Nosliw remains still very much doctrinally agnostic. Get going anything there. Section pushed back by the M42. Universica AC they're roaming about a bit as well. And Sotjador seems more than keen on turning the tables back on Nosliw again here in the west. Too close into the Panthers and quickly suffering quite a bit of damage from it. The increased range of the Panthers they're certainly helping out Sotjador nicely. Still an officer, more sappers from Nosliw to help repair. And sappers they need to retreat before they get taken up by the German mortars. Sotjador could easily afford to take up here. He could also go for Panzer Grenadiers. So feels a bit late there. I mean, it might also be he's planning for a tier 4 move, in which case he's going to use this to support it. And then, you know, get Osttruppen with light machine guns because you need tier 4 for that. Nosliw finally going for Doctrine. It's going to be Commando. We can then actually soon call in a Commando squad, which should be able to put some serious pressure there on Sotjador if well called incorrectly, plus some of the abilities are quite useful, though slightly tricky in the case of smoke radio operation, I think, to sort of get off correctly. Armoured car wing repairs, harassment around the eastern side, investigating with Osttruppen the Pioneers. Section calls to do some damage. And there you go, Panthers on the Universal Carrier. Nosliw here trying to do self things here versus Sotjador. Struggling a bit there, to be honest, struggling a bit. And we got a drop in here from Sotjador, which actually gives him a Pack 40. So if he went for that just for the Pack 40, it certainly ends up being a bit wasted. He also gets an MG34. And, yeah. A bit of supplies. Apparently they just now split it up all entirely into like several separate drops, apparently. Although a bit of extra munitions and fuel, not a lot there to be honest, but a bit of help there alongside the MG34, which he's quick to pick up there as well, and of course the Pack 40. So the question is a bit, what is Sotjador planning? Because it seems a bit weird to go for that one, then just go for it. Which is what most people go for the Light Infantry Company for most of the time. They go for it exclusively for the Pack 40. But there you go, Nosliw pushing through the south, grabbing the northern fuel point a bit back again. German mortar fire continuing. We got, oh, the centre's exposed. The mortar's actually deeply exposed here. Sotjador needs to be very careful. He's thought to lose the mortar there. If he's not careful, though he is moving up troops at support. And we got the MG34 here, manned by a few plucky Luftwaffe troops. Let's just imagine the Luftwaffe troops. I mean, the problem with most Osttruppen on the Western Front is, besides, fighting on the beaches, they were very quickly sort of moved towards rear line duties. So, I mean, most cheaper infantry that need cover to fight in a decent position would have been Luftwaffe troops in a sense. Osttruppen Pioneers into the section here. Sniper doing what they can, clearing out the MG34, almost taking out their Pack 40, moving about as well there. One more hit and the snipers, the MG34 is going to be gone. Armoured car lands a good hit there, but oh, got the MG34. Commandos moving ahead here as well. Nope, they're back at the base for some reason. Might have been a misclick there by Nosliw, most likely, I think. But you can actually see, oh, never mind. We got the MG42, we got Pioneers, we got Osttruppen moving in there. And no Commandos sort of rush in and assist here. No further take-up there for Sotjador. No further indication of a battle plan there. Southern fuel point then regained here by Sotjador with some losses. Got the Commandos rushing in there with the silent Sten guns. And there you go, Osttruppen falling back as they stand no chance against that. And I imagine the Pioneers will be joining them very soon in a very hasty retreat. Pioneers sneaking up here, harassing behind. Nosliv's forces very good. Osttruppen, though, 3 men, they're attacking into the section there. That's not the best move here, and we got Bren guns soon being available here for Nosliw as he tries to push further ahead there. There you go, Osttruppen pushed back, but the section's on the wrong side of cover to fight an MG42, even it walks straight into them. It looks like Nosliw isn't paying attention. Yeah, didn't pay attention. And we got final take up there again for Sotjador and the 16th Luftwaffe 3rd Division. Second push back, the Universal Carrier pushing up Pioneers in the south. Their Commandos, having suffered losses, have managed to secure the southern fuel area for a brief while. And there you go, the Nosliw now with Bren guns out will be able to put out a much bigger threat here to the Osttruppen, as they will definitely struggle with that. I mean, that is still one of the Osttruppen's biggest weaknesses. They struggle versus upgraded infantry. So both section with Bren guns will be a massive headache for Sotjador, and he kind of needs Panzer grenadiers for that. Of course, now he has the option of going to tier 4 and upgrading them with light machine guns, but he still has to get there in the meanwhile. That's basically the trick here for Sotjador. Can he get there in time before it's all too late? Before he loses most ground here to the Tommies. Nosliw, of course, might also want to consider taking up eventually himself as well, pushing for medium army here versus the Han. Troops reinforcing. And we still got that mortar. I mean, the flank is theoretically actually quite exposed, so you could move down and clear it out, maybe some of the other support weapons, but Nosliw doesn't seem that quite keen on flanking here. Pack 40 getting sniped. Heading in the south as well, Sam is going to defend against a northern assault. Very good move there by Sotjador. Note he's not getting too focused in the centre, but moving towards the fuel points and denying vital resources to Nosliw, who did get the Pack 40 there. Machine gun there getting sniped as well. Pioneers, or sappers in here with the advancing Osttruppen. Tactically inadvisable there by Sotjador, to be honest. That's just make it really easy for Nosliv's sappers to deal with them. Troops getting suppressed here by the MG42, which his snipers yet to clear out. Armour coming to support, and he's trying to wreck the Pack 44. It's done. And there you go, he's moving for tier 4. He wants those MG42s up for the Osttruppen. And there you go, MD-34 team joining us. The MD-42 is being pushed back here. Nosliw launching an aggressive assault into the centre, but still is able to stall up here. Some of Nosliv's troops are almost getting a few wipes as well. And ends up falling back here. Meanwhile, Sotjador setting up a larger northern assault as well here, catching Nosliv's centre force there a bit off guard, getting killed there on the retreat with some mortar fire. And the South East Commanders rushing off the Osttruppen. So there you go. Sotjador is short 1 pack 40, though he can now build a support armour core if he wants, or the heavy panzer core actually. Push for Panthers, and of course he can upgrade his Osttruppen with LMG-42s, and that is indeed what Sotjador is doing as soon as he can. Increasing the firepower of his men at the front. Section being pushed back there. Osttruppen being the cannon supported by the MD-42, and of course their own now machine gun there. Troops healing reinforcing. Sotjador moving there. He's going to build the heavy panzer core. And there we go. Schwerer Panzer Corps. MD-34 covering now the northern fuel point. Commanders the acoustic behind and clear them up pretty easily. Nosliw in a much stronger position. He's also taking up their goods. He can push out a Cromwell soon. Though of course his inability to control the fuel that solidly, I think, versus Sotjador has allowed Sotjador attack to pull ahead, then might actually be able to push out a Panther with some reasonable ease. In which case the Panther can actually work. Can, but not necessarily mean it will. Section they need to retreat. They're almost getting united here by German mortar fire there. And wipe. That's quite a loss there for Nosliw, to be honest. Quite a loss there, and will not be easily replaced. But he should put more pressure on the fuel points, try and deny Sotjador as much fuel as possible, because if Sotjador is able to build up a sizable force of Panthers, Nosliv's going to be in for a very rough day, alongside the rest of the Commonwealth. Sniper quickly popping into the house here. So there you go, triple Osttruppen LMG teams. Getting a few hits in there, grabbing the point here, grabbing the northern victory point. Osttruppen moving in, MD-42 hanging back. Over here, Commanders reinforcing, healing. Need to get moving soon though. Could also, of course, consider upgrading them with Bren light machine guns. People tend, I think, to underestimate how useful they can be with it, since they're the only unit that can fire on the move, and I note any light machine gun on the move. People say, oh, but the opposite, yes, they can fire their own light machine gun, but they can't pick up, say, an LMG-42 or Bren gun or anything like that and begin firing on the move. Commanders can pick up any light machine gun and fire it on the move. There's a particular sort of thing there worth keeping in mind. Like, if they pick up an LMG-42, then they can fire on the move. Pick up an orbital light machine gun, they can fire on the move. This goes on. Osttruppen hitting the southern fuel point. Sotjador just keeps up the pressure there, while Nosliw, to an extent, I feel, over-focused on the control of the centre there, which does mean Sotjador is sort of allowed to have more fuel. I do feel like he's missed out an opportunity there with some artillery field officers, but that's just me. And Telemine goes off, destroying the AC, blowing it apart, and leaving Nosliw with one less eye on the battlefield and one less momentum ability to just hit and harass Sotjador. But there you go. Sotjador can call in the Panther here. The Panzer Kampfwagen 5 up north. Sappers charging at the Osttruppen, who now with the light machine can put more threat. But the arrival of the section of the Bren guns does convince Sotjador that they're not quite enough of a threat. But again, Nosliw focusing home in the centre. Sotjador, much better eye on the fuel points. And there you go. Panther on the way there for Sotjador for the German army. Heading the southern field there, grabbing the sniper section loading up here. Machine gun there getting sniped out. Veterans to flee for the fatherland. Mortar need reinforcement there. And a bit of healing, but considering it's firing away, can't heal up. Ooh, section needs to retreat though. There we go. Sotjador. Oh, Nosliw this time around a bit sharper, a bit faster. You could actually consider going for another commando squad here, maybe a section. He's certainly floating a lot of manpower, so unless he's planning some cash or something like that, I mean, there's no need to float that much. He's also got munitions ambled up here for mortar cover. Could even soon... Oh, there's some time for air supremacy, but mortar cover in the right place could prove to be quite unpleasant there as a Sotjador. Mines being laid down here. He should have... Looks like he wasn't a real Panther or Telemine, and there you go. Panther out for Sotjador and the 16th Luftwaffe Felddivision. Support here provided by the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend. Crushing sandbags. That's a faster land. Section incredibly low on health there, but managed to get past the MD-34 and the Osttruppen LMG-42. Panther rolling in there, pin machine on the way there, Crom on the way there for Nosliw. He's probably going to need some Fireflies. And he's going for another section of 6-pounder gun. That's definitely good. He's going to need the anti-tank gun versus the Panther. So I think could have that Panther out sooner, but still managing a decent pace. But overall, I mean, like, the Panther's not out any faster than before the patch. The timing is overall still the same. The only resource difference made basically is basically if you want for first the spawn core and then want to go for this, it would be cheaper. But like, if you want to go straight for the Panthers, you're basically paying the same price. There's some want to make it sound like, you know, there's an actual cost difference now, but there's not. Only if, again, you go for all structures, all tiers, where there'd be a slight discount there. But if you go for like straight for Supreme Core or straight for your Panzer Core, you're pretty much paying the exact same price either way. Also making blasted Vickers mounted University. There's actually still alive there. Legendary 3, pretty impressive there by Nosliw. And again, another sort of main push here in the centre. He's really heavily focusing on the centre. He's also been to bunch up his men, which against, you know, veteran mortar crew is usually, you know, what's called a bad idea. There you go. Nosliw, having seen the Panther, is quick to cancel the Cromwell, instead aim for a Firefly, which I definitely think is the right approach. Whoa! That Panther just glided on the ground. My God, Ludwig, where did you learn that? So many things you can learn on the Eastern Front, mein Freund. Too fast, too furious. Stalingrad drift. Anyways, point them in grabbed. And there we go, got the Sherman VC, or IC, depending on the model of Sherman used for it, but otherwise more colloquially known as the Firefly out here for Nosliw. Tulip rockets added as well. Troops enemy reinforcing, artillery raining down the centre, bombarding the point. And we got the Panthers have almost done this well for Sotjador, providing him with the rather mobile artillery support. MD-42, veteran 3 held up here. Nosliw lacking any immediate artillery options for dealing with it. No mortar emplacements or... Well, he's got the 25-pounder guns, but he hasn't upgraded a single unit with the ability, so he has to rely on the sniper for coordinated fire, but he's active within range, could easily do it, just call it in, and in fact the 25-pounder guns are panning out much more reactive. But there you go, Panther rolling in, he almost got the MD-42, could he get it with a sniper? Nope, chop you up for a lot of things. There you go, Panther firing away. 10 rockets from hell straight into Nosliv's rear areas, doing absolutely no damage. Good lord, the hands are pounding your dad! Yes, good thing they're not hitting us. So far though, the Panthers not having much of an actual impact. I mean, he's not particularly using it aggressively, supporting it well. And obviously one of the issues with Osttruppen is they're not particularly good at supporting tanks, not even machine guns. They're going to be a bit lacking there. This is essentially where he really needs Panzer going to be is in the longer run. Well, he's the artillery field officer to be able to push it a bit further. The artillery field officer would also be a great, you know, combination with the Panzer if it allows it to fire like 2 barrages. And then 1 cooldown. Firefly creeping ahead. They need to be careful with those flank though. Panther finally scores a kill. Finally scores a kill. Awesome taking losses. And the MD-34 there continues to be recrewed, as its crews just keep dropping dead. Section needs to retreat. In the south, the Commandos advance. They creep ahead. And sniper there with 41 kills. The most of them are Osttruppen, so they didn't quite count as much. Commandos hiding up, ready to ambush anyone who might get a bit too close. If Nosliw is paying attention to this, I mean, that's kind of the issue with these kind of ambushes. They only work then if you're paying attention, otherwise you're just making it very easy for the opponent to hit back. There you go, Firefly ambushes the Panther, gets off a good hit with the 17-pounder gun. Another hit there, Panther down to half health. Another Panther there for barrage off here from Sotjador. This time to catch the snipers. Oh, it's not snipers, sappers, snipers. Safe. Blah, that was some pretty terrible English there. I just mouth feel, I don't know. Alright, gets the commander moving. Ready to clear out some jerrys. You're clearly not paying attention. Did you see something move, Sir Helmut? Maybe we should walk up close and check with our faces. It's not like they're wielding submachine guns and grenades, yeah? And there you go, eventually to the Commandos. Gets a bit lucky there that Nosliw wasn't quite full of change. I was going to just unleash hell on them. But there you go, flanking the Osttruppen as the section attacks frontally here. Acting as a diversion. Universal Chaos finally goes down by the way. Taken out most likely by, not the Panther, but something else then. Most likely the machine guns. Yep, incendiary prison rounds took it out in the end. Panthers setting up once more for the fatherland. Sotjador still lacks on officers or Panzer Grenadiers. Nosliw could go for Cromwell, could also go for another Firefly, could try and aim for Comets here. He's certainly got options versus Sotjador. Panther moving in. Opening up in the section. But still overall playing the Panther very conservatively, which is allowing Nosliw to roam most of the map here easily and control it. So if Sotjador isn't careful, he's going to soon find himself with the one with the lower victory points than his opponent. So he needs to display a bit more alacrity, I think. I'd soon be forced to do it anyways. Another Panzer barrage here. Sotjador putting it to reasonable use here versus Nosliw. Forcing retreat for the most part, or mostly knocking out dirt. Bolshevik dirt. But we invest in Europe, how can it be Bolshevik? Just you wait and see, Otto. Just you wait and see. Northeast section versus machine gun. Section wins out pretty easily due to not well executed assault there by Sotjador. And again, lack of assault infantry. I mean, that's really what the Osttruppen aren't particularly good at. Even with light machine guns, they're not stormtroopers. They're not Panzer Grenadiers. They're not even assault grenadiers. Troops backfilling, reinforcing. Nosliw beginning to lock down more and more of the map. He's going here for hammer tactics, so there's probably going to be a Comet, at which point Sotjador's Panthers going to be in trouble, because this is going to be outgunned, most likely. Because he's now getting a lot less fuel. I mean, he can't easily get out a second Panther, in part because he went for that Panzerwerfer. So Sotjador needs to change up his tactical approach soon, and he needs to sort of put more weight behind the Panther. And there you go. Machine gun wiped out in the open by the Bren Horde there. Tries to get back with the Osttruppen. Mostly working out, but even then suffering heavy casualties as Bren fire just wrecks their bodies with lead and almost wipes out the entire machine gun crew there. They're obviously manning it with Osttruppen, makes it even easier for the Bren guns to do it. And there you go, straight into the Commandos. Dietrich fell first. Panther with 4 kills now, halfway to Veterans 1, but still not having the biggest of impacts there for Sotjador. Again, he's using it incredibly defensively. In the South, Commandos gain control of the southern victory point. In the north, though, Sotjador strikes with a few pioneers. Another Panzer barrage here from Sotjador. I think he's trying to catch that sniper's just blind firing, hoping to catch something. Either way, it fails to hit anything, just wasting a barrage there with all of those 10 rockets. A second Panzerwerfer. His opponent's looking to get more armor, and Sotjador decides it's time for a second Panzerwerfer. That feels like a definite tactical and strategic error by Sotjador. Like, I feel that one can easily bite him in the arse here. Easily. Also, that sniper's not 53 kills. He's halfway towards 100. Firefly straight against the Panther here. Could fire the Tulip rockets, but he's saving up the mission for something else, it seems. He's calling it air supremacy operation. Sending all of Sotjador's forces running away just as the second Panther arrives. You might want to get away from the area operations, Nosliw. He almost took out his own sniper with that. That could have been executed a bit better there by Nosliw. But he got the job done, I guess. But Sotjador might feel a bit awkward here now with 2 Panzerwerfers and only 1 Panther. I feel like 2 Panthers because he can't even use the one fully effective, and he's always got mortars rather overkill. He should have prioritised the second Panther, pushing for a bigger armour numerical advantage, and then pushed again Nosliw more aggressively. I mean, again, Sotjador is just too passive here. Much too passive. Well, not quite anticipated the barrage would actually go, but ultimately didn't have much of an impact either way. Comet almost done there for Nosliw and the Guards Armour Division, throwing in a gammon bomb on the Esplanade field. That's definitely going to clear it out pretty easily. Clever move there by Nosliw. Does anyone have a minesweeper? Well, I have this very large bundle of explosives. Maybe we won't need a minesweeper. Good thinking, Tom. Ooh. Almost there, but still no real impact. There we go. Comet moving it. Aggressively engaging the Osttruppen out in the open. And the South Commanders just keep wreaking havoc on anything Sotjador sends down there. Oh, he finally goes for the offers. They've only gone from like ages. He might be able to get more out of the Osttruppen. And inferior to the Panther, which he still needs to use more efficient and aggressively. I mean, obviously not saying you should use it like a Tiger and just get it stuck in there, but there's that, and then it's just having your Panther sit back in your base most of the time. That just, makes the Panther a huge waste of resources.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Section moving towards the centre. Nosliw moving up for King and Country.
Ready for trouble. Tank ready.
There you go. Panzer bash off again here. Trench digging in, and he's calling in immediately as well. And this will get both Panthers to fire away. Oh dear, Nosliw isn't paying attention, doesn't realise it can happen that fast. Oh! And it does absolutely nothing except destroying the already. Not a single kill. That was a lot of spectacle for absolutely no payoff. Fields of rush of the German artillery. You're still alive, I see. Afraid so. Scheiße. There you go, pushing out with the Panther. Finally some Panzer action from Sotjador. There you go, engaging the Comet head on. Penetrating hit there from the Panther and his target lost his bomber gun. Another Panther over barrage. More rockets, more death, more pyrotechnics. And, he got the sniper! He got the sniper! He actually planned to hit, trying to hit the retreat path and accidentally got the sniper. Good work. And to tank too far, getting caught here by the Osttruppen. Sotjador's all of a sudden having an impact here versus Nosliw, who might have been slowly getting overconfident. Now Sotjador strikes like a paper tiger. Really sharp edges, the sort of ones that can give you paper cuts. There you go, also moving in, supporting the Panther assault. He can actually use concentrated fire to boost the Panther's rate of fireball. Tanks also get benefit from it. And there you go, stunned by the tulip rockets. Another Cromwell away there from Nosliw. He's tempted. 6 Panther gun recruit need to fall back here with the Firefly. Can't afford to lose it. And there we go, come into flanking in there, supported by the sappers. You can actually call in an artillery barrage here with the officer if you wanted to. Oh, you can soon. Bit more to go. Glider finally taking out commission here, and we even got a smoke barrage down there, interestingly enough, there from Sotjador. Panther unit repairs, but at least they did a bit, though I still feel like Sotjador is using it way too timidly. He could be a lot more aggressive with it. Cromwell out here for Nosliw than the Guards Armour. And there you go, I think the officer called in, yep. Oh, right around the base! And didn't do a lot. Again. I mean, that's a lot of, kaboom for absolutely no effect twice. I can't help but feel the officer might be starting to feel a bit bad about it. And his men have to encourage him. Don't worry, Hauptmann. I'm sure you can do it. You're just having a bad day, yeah? You're just having a bad day. I'm sure you'll smash those Tommies into bits soon enough. Panther halfway to victory 2. Finally another Panther for Sotjador. Section trying to flank in against him before we got the Panther. He should probably turn it fully around this so he gets the full machine gun effect on the section. But the mortar seems to be doing most of the work there. And there you go, we got a Cromwell sneaking in, flanking, gonna hit the Panther Alphas. Nice move there by Nosliw. Silencing most of Sotjador's artillery. There we go. There we go. Nice armoured flank there by Nosliw. Well played. Need to get the Comet back in front. There we go. Panther charging after the Cromwell. Taking hits from the Firefly. Need to get the second Panther in there. Need to get the first one out of there. There we go. Penetrating here. Need to get the Panther out. There we got Betty 2, which only now boosts its health for Knight's armour, meaning he can still go down. Oh dear. He's going to lose the Panther unless he gets lucky. Oh, 9. Comet blitzing away here from the Panther. The Panther can't pursue fast enough. Why is he sending in the Panther? Oh dear. Needs to be careful not. He's rushing it in there again, just like he did the first one. Again, not Tiger 8 style. You supported infantry and push ahead like that, but the infantry's not there. Now it's about to lose the second Panther, just almost as soon as he got it. Comet misses. Nosliw needs to be careful not to extend himself either. And he needs more pioneers, Sotjador. He needs a lot more pioneers. A lot more. In fact, he's only got 1 pioneer squad, which is forced to retreat there to fix up the Panthers because now... got the veteran Panther! Officer tried to call in... he's calling in the heavy mortar barrage, but that's not particularly good. I mean, compare it with the majors of the artillery. USF artillery, baby. It's a lot slower. It's a lot slower. Then again, he might just been cancelled because the officer died before he could. But he's down to just 1. Panther's opponent still got the Comet, the Firefly, and the Cromwell out there. And Sotjador has very little. Again, it feels like he could have been playing his Panther a lot more aggressively comparatively. Nosliw been putting more action into his Comet, and his Cromwell, and his Firefly. Ooh, Brengan could power secure with the Osttruppen, would not hurt him. Apparently he can't. Huh, interesting. Apparently they can only grant 1 weapon. Stealing away the 6-pounder gun. Cromwell Panzerfaust it, but still got that Comet there providing covering fire. Oh, Sabres are taking heavy and crucial losses there from the Malta as they try to repair the Comet. Panthers almost to go there, despite the loss of the first and more veteran one. And in the northern victory point over the section, good work there by Nosliw. Machine guns there, thwarting a head-on assault there from Nosliw as he keeps sticking on with that tactic. And we got more to cover called in here. Comet strikes. A lot of white phosphorus in there. Go, Panther going for the Comet. Not the most impressive hit there. Second shot misses. Also attacking Norfolk. Sotjador still looking not particularly good. You could consider an officer, you could consider Panzergrenadiere. He definitely should consider just having the Panther a bit more round. He's needed to gain experience here versus his opponent. Another officer out here for Sotjador. Hopefully with a bit more success with the artillery, if it ever arrives. There we go. Full Osttruppen assault here against the northern section, and he's popping a gammon bomb, diverting the entire move and making a big hole in the ground too. Sotjador regained successfully the northern point there though with the rather tall price and casualties. South is still being defended by a single commando squad there by Nosliw. That's really impressive. 6-pounder going on the Cromwell. They need to get the Panther in. There we go. There we go. Shoots, misses. 6-pounder against another hit there so far. The 6-pounder gun is doing more damage than the Panther. There you go. Panther flanked by the Firefly. Osttruppen officer moving from the north here. Good hit from the Panther finally on the Firefly. Should Panzerfaust it? Panzerfaust it. There we go. Heinz. The Panzerfaust. There we go. Oh, der Panzerfaust. I'm not so sure. 6-pounder gun turning about there. Ah, Firefly's too fast. Gets out of range. Panther needs repairs. Going for the centre victory point. He could consider calling the smoke screen, which is free with the officer now. There we go. On the Comet. Good call. We might want to get onto the point itself. And also get the 6-pounder gun a bit closer. More commanders called in there by Nosliw. And the guards armoured as they are seemingly tearing apart the 16th Luftwaffe Felddivision. MG-34 guarding the northern victory point there. Desperately, valiantly to the last man. And the Panthers are in repairs, almost good to go. MG-34 quickly about trying to deal with the commandos. Close quarters firing there. Suppressing and pinning maximum moments there. Go, got the Comet, got the Cromwell in. 6-pounder gun needs to know about to deal with it. Turn the gun. Sotjador, schnell. And get the Panther in there. Ah, Sotjador, 9. 6-pounder gun destroyed. Now there's only the Panther. He's close to another Panther, but until then he's basically a one Panther show here to deal with a lot of armor from Nosliw. Yeah, you can call in the Panther now. You can call in the Panther. The question is, will it come in time? But if he's going to do it, he has to do it now. He has to do it now so he can actually arrive in time to save maybe the day, or at least, you know, something. Pack 40 in the way of the Sotjador, so the Panther is definitely out the window. Panther is definitely out. Or second one specifically. 32 there on the Comet. 18 kills so far, so having a quite the impact compared to the Panther. Again, in this case, I'm largely willing to ascribe to Sotjador just using his Panthers way too passively, losing out on any opportunity to gain some experience. But even then, the Comet just, I mean, he's just a lot better versus infantry, which helps to gain more experience. Of course, also allows to be better versus armor down the road. Good hit there, taking out several German infantry as they push forwards. Sotjador needs his Panther. There we go. We got the pack forward. Supporting, laying down fire. Panther moving in as well there. Decent hit. Decent hit. Up north here, though, more finally being dealt with here by Nosliw and his Cromwell tank. Assault continues for the centre. Trenches down here as well from Nosliw. Good work. Panther moving in. Pack 4 needs to move up. There we go. Hits on the Cromwell. Main gun out. Sotjador might finally score an armoured kill. There we go, down it goes. Good hit, almost 52 there on the Panther. Need to get the Pack 40 up close to the front line though. And up north here we got the commanders getting ready to flank the MG-34 there. Good work by Nosliw, good work. Firefly, Cromwell, oh, Comet there hanging back. The Cromwell obviously got blown to bits. And Nosliw just calls in another one. MG-34 pushed off the northern point. Panther, Pack, oh, we got the Pack 40 at least moving forwards. And the single lone command squad is still defending the entire southern half of the map there. Panther moves ahead and quickly moves back. Also calling in smoke down the trench. Good work. Of course. Oh, Firefly there. Damaged engine on the Comet. Small victory there for Sotjador. Small. If he can knock it out, that is. There we go. 82 in the Pack 40. Almost got it there. Panther still hanging back and Pack pulling back for repairs. Northern victory point secured here by Commandos. Pushing for the southern one, but we've still got the Commandos. And again, they are just obliterating the Osttruppen. This again really highlights the need for Pentagon these here for Sotjador. Well, highlights the need for them back in more past tense because by now it rather looks game over. I mean, there's a small chance, I guess, but it's not looking particularly good. Not once Nosliw gets out the second Comet. It's going to happen anytime as soon as he just loses a few models here and there of the squads. He's going to have enough calculations in calling the second Comet, at which point it's going to hit, and then he's just going to steamroll Sotjador, who can soon go for another Panther, at least maybe go for another Panther. And there you go. Second Comet out here for Nosliw and the Guards Armoured. Unit wiped out here by the Commandos. The Commandos proving their worth quite handily. And there you go, Tilly called in, allowing the Osttruppen to go for the centre one. Might want to add a machine gun on that Panther just to help as the infantry. and of course get it fixed up fast. Also makes it northwards. Commanders recruiting the MU-34. That's going to make it much harder there for Sotjador to take it back. Overall, not looking good. They're not looking good.
Heavy armor ready to go. Ready to move out. Comic room awaiting your orders.
Got the Comets heading out, catching the Osttruppen out in the open, and utterly annihilating them. That is a weird Pack 40 position there, but still close enough range here to hit the Comet, maybe. They'll easily avoid it because there's still a lot of line, part of its line of fire that's kind of blocked. Attempt here, slightly working out, officers reporting. Panther needs to get back into action. They're supported by the Pack 40, need to hit back at those British. But the question is, can Sotjador do it? There you go, Firefly shoots, bounces off the Panther's arm, but there you go, rockets flying, another glider destroyed. And there you go, Comet striking from the south, they're catching the Pack 40 out in the open. Panther very close to it, T2, Comet fighting from the north. Panther on his own force to blitz, Pack 40 needs to about to deal with this. Penetrating hit, Panther gets a penetrating hit, T2. Need to Panther fast here, need to build distance though. Distance, there you go, shots fired, main gun out on the Panther, main gun out. And that Panther is dead. There you go, Firefly gets the killing blow there, Veteran 3. And with that, Sotjador is dead, game over, a loss here for the German army, a victory for the Commonwealth. The Guards armoured, overrunning the positions of the 16th Luftwaffe Division entirely. A brutal slaughter here, highlighting to an extent the change to the Osttruppen Doctrine. But also, I mean, again, I don't think the Panther buffs were like amazing. I still feel like Sotjador rather underperformed, with the Panthers could have used them a lot more aggressively, gained more flanks, attacked, just, done more with them, which allowed Nosliw to get back to the fight much more easily, thusly allowing Nosliw to just grind him down, because the Brits ultimately do have the better late game. Though again, Sotjador should have gone for Panther gun to pick up the slack, because even with light machine guns, the Osttruppen aren't particularly good at late game taking back positions. They're good at holding, but not taking, so I think there's some definite issues there with Sotjador in his late game. The double Panther efforts, while neat, should have waited before he got out double Panther and that way pushed. I definitely think that was one of Sotjador's biggest mistakes. He pushed for Panther efforts too fast. Should have waited until he got out more Panthers. That way he could have pushed a more serious armor advantage. So overall, weak armor tactics and weak armor strategy there from Sotjador allowed Nosliw to pull through the long term. Though of course, Nosliw also pulled some great moves with the Cromwell, taking out those two Panther efforts pretty easily. So I mean, obviously, Nosliw also deserves a lot of credit for this. I mean, he overall played well and made good use of the commanders as the game went on. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay of the other part, some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Lengthing. Cheers. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you all tomorrow for another Sonic episode.